Good evening, everyone. Tonight's message is entitled Dirty Clothes, and I'll be sharing from James 1, verse 21. James 1, verse 21 and 21 reads, Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word which is able to save your souls. Now, for tonight, I want us to focus on two phrases that are found in the verse. The first phrase is lay apart. So for us to understand what James was saying in James 1:21, I would divide the verse into two phases or phrases. The first phrase is lay apart. Now, lay apart is taken from the Greek word apotithemi. Now, this word is from two Greek words. The first one is apo, the second one is tithemi. Now, apo means away from, and this apo marks dissociation. It implies a separation, a departure or cessation, meaning fellowship of the two is destroyed. So when you use apo, you are destroying two things from continuing to fellowship together. You are separating two things together. Now, the second word forming apotithemi, lay apart, is tithemi, and this word means put or place something down. When you combine the words, they mean apotithemi to mean lay apart. Now, this word literally means to take something away from its normal location. In short, you are separating two things that used to belong together in the same group, that used to share together the same boundary and environment together. So you are separating the two, meaning you are separating friendship. The Greeks call that apotithemi. This pictures someone who lays something down, and notice, lays something down at the same time he is pushing it away from himself or herself. So when you are saying apotithemi, it means you are laying something down, and you are not only laying something down, but you are pushing the object away from yourself. It is interesting when James uses apotithemi, because when you read the verse again, you'll notice there are changes, because you now read it like this: Wherefore lay apart, if we use the knowledge that we have gained, wherefore lay apart, put away, separate, break fellowship, disassociate yourself from all filthiness. So when you fully uncover the word apotithemi in Greek, the word for lay apart that James uses in 21, you realize that the verse for lay apart reads that you need to put away filthiness, and you need to disassociate away yourself from filthiness, and you need to break fellowship with filthiness. So that gives a lot of meaning in James' context using the word apotithemi. A quick run through of how apotithemi, the word lay apart, was used in Greek context. Number one, it was used by runners who participated in Olympic Games. That means that as they used to run, they used to strip off and cast aside their clothes and garments. The sole purpose of stripping off and casting away their garments was to be able to run freely and faster in their race. That is the first use of apotithemi in ancient Greek. Now, when James uses apotithemi, he means that you need to strip off and cast aside your garments that are hindering you from running freely and running faster in your race, in your Christian walk with God, because these garments in a race will really hinder you from running the race that God has given you to run. So just like the clothes are hindering a runner from running freely, this filthiness that James describes as is also hindering a Christian from running freely and faster in the Christian walk. So when James says lay apart, he is saying you need to strip off the garments and clothes that are heavy on you, and creating a heavy laden on your body, preventing you from running the race that God has given you to run. So the purpose of stripping off this garment, this dirty garment, this filthiness that James says, is for you to run freely in the race. To confirm what James says when he uses it in the context of running the race, Hebrews 12 verse 1 says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses, let us throw off." Now, the word throw off is the same word apothemi. So let us throw off everything that hinders us and the sin that so easily entangles us. And let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us. Now, if you apply the other readings of apothemi in this verse, it will read as, let us throw off, let us put aside, let us disassociate ourselves and cut the fellowship with things that hinder us and the sin that easily entangles us. Now, it means sin hinders your race in your Christian walk with God. You need to lay it down for you to be able to run the race that God has given you to run. Second function of apothemi is in the context of dirty clothes. In this context, the word apothemi was used to refer to dirty clothes. That means when somebody has worked during the day and they want to retire and go to bed, they would take off their garments because due to the labor and the work of the day, they have sweated, and that means their garments, their clothes are dirty. So they are taking off their garments and their clothes away from themselves, and they lay them down, and they don't only lay them down, but they push them away from themselves. That is the full meaning of apothemi. So when James uses the word apothemi, he's saying you need to remove your garments, your dirty garments that are full of sweat and full of dirty, the labor of your day. You need to remove those garments and button the zips and remove the garments. Not only remove the garments, put them down, but not only put them down, but you need to push them far away from yourselves, out of your reach. So James, in this illustration, is explaining that how we must deal with our filthy actions and sin that easily becloud us in our Christian walk. So he's saying, throughout the day you have been gathering dust and dirty. You need to remove the clothes that are heavy on you. You need to remove the clothes that are dirty, because you know that at the end of the day, we remove the dirty clothes from our bodies. Nobody really wants to sleep with dirty clothes on their body. So just as you don't want to sleep with dirty clothes on your body, neither should you go to bed with sin on your shoulders, with sin in your heart. So James is saying that you need to strip off that sin, and you need to remove that dirty cloth from your body. You can't go with it to bed. You can't rest with it. You need to strip off that dirty cloth, that dirty garment on your body. You need to strip it off. Not only stripping it off, you need to strip it off and put it down. And after putting it down, you push it further away from you so that you don't reach it again. Now, lay apart apothemi, that is, when James uses it, it is in middle voice. Now, middle voice in Greek, when somebody uses middle voice, it means that the subject performs or initiates the action to himself. So when James is saying lay apart, he is saying you lay apart the dirty clothes or garments, the filthiness yourself. So middle voice means that this action is not done by somebody outside you, but you yourself need to do this action to yourself. So nobody would come and strip off this garment, this dirty garment from your body, but you yourself unbutton the zips and you remove this dirty garment from yourself. That is the meaning of middle voice. It means we have a role to play in shedding away the moral filth that is filled in our lives. Somebody say that dirty clothes don't fall off your body by accident. That is the meaning of the middle voice.